Okay. Can you give me your top 3 Minnesota artists?
Top 3 Minnesota artists.
However you want to do it. It can be current, all time, whatever you want to do.
Man, this is definitely a tough one. Man, it's because no matter who I say, it's like I'm gonna leave somebody out.
Yeah.
But
that's the game, baby.
Yeah, man. But if I had to say, like, so this first pick is and this is in no order or whatever, but this first pick is a little biased just because it's the homie. But I also like really truly believe that. One of the best like writers that I've worked with and one of the best lyricists that I've worked with is
you see I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section is God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant. Yeah, I'm back in a minute.
Another episode of Live on Lake Street. We got a special guest today. We got the man Lyrical Calage. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Welcome,
man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Man, of course. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it, man. I want to talk about this event that you were at in Houston. You were telling me a little bit off the mic, but this is an event I wasn't familiar with, and it was even based on your posts. It was like I don't know if it was a show if it was it kind of looked like almost like a convention or like a mixer or something like that.
Yeah,
I saw
very similar to that.
I saw photos of you with Paul Wall, my alleged twin. And Kato on the track, who's obviously really big, obviously producer and I'd say social media influencer.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was going on? What were you doing out there?
Well, man, that kind of started. I follow Kato on the track, and I've always felt like especially like his Instagram. I feel like he just drops a lot of gems for upcoming artists.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that kind of gravitated me towards him because he wasn't afraid to just like give you those pieces of information. So I seen that he had this thing that he does called Sound Advice. It's like a tour that he puts on every year, and basically, like kind of like how you were saying, it's like a forum type event, but you get to sit down and really like pick his brain and like ask him questions. As a whole like Q&A section, which I found to be very like empowering because like again, like those burning questions that even I had or all the other artists had, we were able to like sit there and ask them that. But then even after that, like there was a whole section where you got to listen to like our music and stuff and got feedback on that. So that was actually really dope to have him like fucking with the music and like, telling us like, yeah, I really don't have any like critiques as far as that. But like understanding like the business side of it too, so that's kind of like where I'm at with it now is like trying to get the business, side of this thing like really concrete. So that way when I am in these spaces and with these people, I can actually like have a plan, a layout of like how I'm going to attack this. Because it's one thing to have the music part of it, which is good because you got to have a good product in order to push it. But once you got the product now, that's taken care of. Now it's like, okay, what's the business looking like?
Nowadays, it seems like you don't even have to have the product.
Right.
If the business is right, you can be low key, you can be trash or have some shit that's not that great. But if the business is right, it can work. It can work. So in that, I'm curious, in that listening experience, is that like a private, like you and him sitting listening, or is this like a group thing? Like everybody gets to listen?
Yeah, no, it was a group thing. So everybody that went to the event, obviously like, paid to be there or whatever, but everybody that went to the event, we all just kind of like sat down. So I got to hear like a bunch of different songs or beats and, from producers or artists and stuff like that. So that was really dope too, because again, like the networking was super important. Like right after that, literally like, we spent like maybe like an hour afterwards just like chopping it up with everybody, like networking and exchanging social medias and stuff like that. So I actually got a lot of stuff in the works just from like the people that I met that day.
Just off of networking.
Yeah, just off of networking, man.
So
I met some pretty cool
were
people.
they honest with people? If it was not good, did they tell them it was not good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I respected about it too. Like it wasn't like
who was judging? Was it just Kato on the track or were there other like experts?
It was just Kato for that section of it.
Okay.
For the Paul Wall was there for like the Q&A section though, so he was there. Okay. We got to like kind of pick his brain, ask him, different things that we wanted to ask him. So that part about it was dope. But like the music listening part, it was just Kato.
Okay.
And he, gave us his opinions on everything. So he would just sit there and like really like taking every artist got like 5 minutes. So within that 5 minutes, you got to just share like whatever you want, but you had 5 minutes though. So that's what happened, and it was definitely one for the books for me. As far as like my confidence builder up, just to have him really be like, yo, whatever y'all got going on, keep doing that. As far as the music, now you just got to get this business thing situated and y'all be good.
That's dope. That's really dope. Did you run into any other like big names out there besides Paul Wall and Kato?
We went to the club like the night before, and we bumped into Tech Nine.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that was random. Like I didn't get to like speak to him or anything like that. Like he was on his way out, so I just seen him kind of like hopping in. He had like 2 or 3 different like car or trucks or whatever behind him. So I seen him like kind of hopping in his truck and like heading out. But it was funny because I didn't even know he was in there the whole time. You know?
Yeah. That's crazy. That'd have been cool to meet him.
Yeah.
As far as independent grind.
Oh yeah.
He's one of. I mean, maybe the GOAT.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
Legend for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So you got a new song out. It's called Paralyzed.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you had. This is an interesting topic because I recently was having a conversation with somebody about since Go 95 died.
Yeah.
What has Peter Parker been doing for Minnesota? Not that he has to do anything for Minnesota if he doesn't want to, but somebody posted the other day that he was charging people to play their music on his show. And there was a lot of people that were like, not okay with that. But you had your song recently played on his live. So do you have previous experience with Peter Parker prior to that?
Oh, I do. Yeah. We met Peter Parker, me and my homie Twist, who, you know, I'm in a duo with as well. We go by Genesis 651, kind of on like the Outcast tip, how you have like Big Boy, then you got Andre 3 Stacks, whatever. But I met Peter Parker about like 6-7 years back now.
Yeah.
We were doing like the Minnesota, I forget the exact name of it. It was like Minnesota, like local, like award show or something like that. But we wound up winning Twin Cities Next to Blow. I think it was 2015, 2016, something like that. And it was at the Caboose, like the award show ceremony was at the Caboose. And he was there. He was one of the, I think he was like a host or like one of the judges or something. But when we won our award, he, you know, presented us with our award or whatever. And we got to chop it up with him. So I met him like back then. And I just kind of like stayed in contact, stayed rocking with him throughout the years then. But yeah, so I've been like 7 years now. We've been knowing him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on him? Because you know very polarizing character in Minnesota. A lot of people, love him. I'd say even more people hate him, to be honest.
Yeah. It's weird, man. I feel like I never really looked that too much into that on that side because like all my experiences with him were positive.
Yeah.
Every time, you know, I was around him, he always either like would try to give us game on something or like something to that nature, but it was never anything like really negative. So when I started hearing all the things, I was just like, oh, okay, like, you know, that's it. I don't want to invalidate anything, but at the same time, like that just wasn't my personal experience with him.
Yeah.
I believe when he played my song on his live, that was through a partnership they had with like Music Breaker.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so they were doing this thing, and I'm on Music Breaker, so like I just kind of seen that as like one of the things. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I already know Peter Parker. That'll be kind of dope. So like I don't know if it was like if people like didn't know that it was through Music Breaker or they just felt like he was just like himself charging people. I don't know like what people's thought process was.
I think I saw Juice Lord in the comments of that post that I'm talking about trying to explain Music Breaker.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people talking about, oh, he's a culture vulture. He's a Minnesota vulture. He's not even from here, all that type of shit. Now he's charging artists for a platform because he's broke. All that kind of wild shit, which obviously nobody knows if that's really the case. But,
for sure.
But I understand that people feel away. But at the same time, nobody owes you shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like just off of that fact alone, like the man's from what, Boston?
Yeah, Boston, somewhere in
like he does so much already or has done so much already, at least, you know, from my, you know, seat, just looking at everything. Yeah. So I really don't understand it. But again, I feel like Minnesota's one of those places that we kind of get in our own way sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So talk to me about this. Talk to me about your acting bag.
Oh, man. Shout out to Jan Mandel, by the way. St. Paul Central's Black Box aficionado. Man, everybody that has gone to Central, anybody that knows anything about like the Black Box knows like the impact that Jan has had on like just the community, the culture altogether. But the program of the Black Box is like a theater program in St. Paul Central. It was like the bottom. I don't think it's like actually a thing anymore. So that's sad. But yeah, we started off like making our own plays. Like we literally like would come up with our own whole entire plays, and like she would have us like just running through it like throughout the year, and we would go and towards like the end of the year we would tour, and we would literally like go to different places and perform and do all these different things. So that really was like what started and expand like this whole artistry thing for me, and especially just like my stage presence and being able to like be in front of a group of people and not be, you know, super nervous or whatever. So I was able to work through so much of that with Jen, which is like I'm really thankful for, because like without that, I feel like it would be very different for me moving forward.
Yeah.
But because I like was able to foster such a positive experience and just such a like a confidence in like my stage presence and what I'm doing.
Yep.
When I was with her, it was just beautiful. Like I said, like artists like Ashley DuBose, Taylor J, Raji the One, like we all have been impacted, from that program, from that experience, especially like through Jan or whatever. So anybody that like knows about the Black Box knows about it. I wish they like would make a documentary for like her one day, because that'd be really dope.
So those 3 artists that you mentioned are were these all artists that also were involved in this, like the acting stuff, like in high school?
So I know Raji.
I'm trying to picture Taylor. Yeah. I'm trying to picture Taylor J in a play right now. Like,
I know Raji the One for sure. He was in it like when I was doing it too.
Yeah.
I don't think Ashley or Taylor actually was, but they both are both Central alum. I know it's funny because like I used to watch Taylor J do like rap battles like in lunch.
Yeah.
So just to see like the progression and like that's the homie, by the way. Shout out to Taylor J.
Back when he was Trouble.
Yeah. So I got to see that whole progression, man, and that dude's definitely really inspiration too, for sure.
So tell me a story about the Kid and Play video.
Oh yeah. So we got shout out to Cloud Lord, by the way, man, over at Ill Studios, man. We had a joint with him we did a couple years back called Kid and Play. We was just in the studio one time at Ill, and he was just playing some beats, and I heard one of them. I'm like, yo, like I'm kind of rocking with that one, man. And we immediately started like writing to it, like right on the spot. I think we wrote that joint in like maybe like 30 minutes. Posted it. We posted like a 30-second clip of the video that we shot, because we shot a video for it, like I want to say a week or two afterwards, but we posted like a 30-second clip of the video to Instagram. After that, like I think my homie hit me up, my homie Twist hit me up and was just like, yo, like check Instagram. And I went on there, and like Kid from Kid and Play was like commenting on our stuff, like hitting us up like, yo, this is dope. And like he started following us, and he just like inboxed us. I'm like, yo, like that's crazy. Like, because that was never like my when I wrote the hook or whatever, that was never like my intention, or like I wasn't even like thinking about like, yo, let's get this to like Kid. I just wanted to make a dope record. I didn't know that like it was gonna get the attention that it did. But the fact that he was able to like not only see it, but then he was like really rocking with it was really cool.
Yeah. Did you get him share it at all?
I don't know if he did. I got the double check. I don't think he did, but he was just like showing us love. Like, yo, I kind of peeped that line, because I had a line in the hook where I said, all my records they select, bitch, I got that Kid and Play. And anybody knows that like Kid and Play, they were signed to Select Records. So like I guess when he heard that, like he commented on that bar specifically. He was like, yo, I heard that line in there. He was like, well played. And I was
so he listened. Yeah. He didn't just see Kid and Play and was like, cool. He actually paid attention.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really dope, just to have him like recognizing and stuff. Because again, that was never my intention. I just wanted to make a dope record. But yeah, that was fire when he did that. So shout out to Kid, man.
Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me your top 3 Minnesota artists?
Top 3 Minnesota artists.
However you want to do it. It can be current, all time, whatever you want to do.
Man, this is definitely a tough one. Man, it's because no matter who I say, it's like I'm gonna leave somebody out.
Yep.
But
that's the game, baby.
Yeah, man. But if I had to say, like, so this first pick is and this is in no order or whatever, but this first pick is a little biased just because it's the homie. But I also like really truly believe that one of the best like writers that I've worked with and one of the best lyricists that I've worked with is Twist. My homie Twist be the name. Shout out to you, Twist. Second half of our duo is Genesis 651. But yeah, he inspires me so much, man. Like, I mean, every time we're like in a writing session or just like creating, I mean, just the way he puts together like songs and stuff is just, he never ceases to like amaze me with that. So like that, I feel like what makes us a good duo, because like we still sharpen steel, so we press each other to like just be better every time. I might come with a verse and he's like, bro, that could be a little bit harder, or whatever. So that one for sure. God, man, probably I want to say like Nimic Revenue.
Good pick. Shout out to Nimic.
Yeah, shout out to Nimic, man. I just got just like watching her journey and the way she moves and like the confidence that she has. Like I had just recently watched her interview, and the fact that she even like turned down like some deals and stuff like that. Like that, it takes a lot of like confidence. It takes a lot of belief in like what you're doing to be able to be like, nah, this isn't the situation for me, but I know my situation is coming.
Have you ever met her in person?
I haven't had a chance to like sit down and like chop it up with her one-on-one.
That aura, that energy.
Yeah,
but very real.
But what I did got a chance to do was like right when Nip passed away, they had like this event for him. I forget exactly where it was at. I want to say it was in like St. Paul or somewhere. But she showed up at the event and was just like giving, you know, some words of encouragement and stuff like that during that time. So that was really dope. And I think she performed it like a little bit too. So that was like my only like interaction with her, but I never like, you know, went up to her and met her yet. But yeah, man, shout out to her, man. Hard worker. I always respected that. And then just like the songs, the videos, like everything, you know, I'm rocking with. So definitely got to throw it on there.
You got one more?
Man, one more. This is a tough one, man.
You got 15 people watching right now that are just hanging. Like, is he gonna say me? You better say me.
It's a tough one. It's really close between Taylor J and like Juice WRLD. But I'm gonna give it to Juice WRLD only because like just again like because Taylor has had like, you know, some recognition and so not to say that he doesn't deserve any more recognition, but just like as far as like on the up and up, like who's like, you know, rising up, like definitely Juice WRLD's work ethic is crazy. No,
that's solid. That's a solid 3. I'm not mad at that 3 at all.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You're supposed to big up your homie. You're the other half.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I mean, Nimic and Juice WRLD, and obviously to mention the Taylor J. I'm not mad at that at all.
For sure.
Okay, so last thing is look in that camera, promote whatever you want to promote, and tell them where to follow you.
Man, go watch Paralyzed, out now everywhere, YouTube. Just search the name Lyrical, so just the word Lyrical, and then Calage spelled Calage. All right, that's how I spell it. Follow me everywhere, Lyrical Calage. Go watch Paralyzed, tap in with Genesis 651 so you know what's up. Word.
Beautiful. It's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Love, bro.
Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth 1. That's it. We're out.
Damn, what in high school, I let it blam, what I wasn't playing, what I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B right, then ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then wanna come talk it out. If you ain't talking money, you talking about.